Hey, Peeps Galucia here with another CivCraft update. Real time Saturday, 8 a.m. This is as soon as I could get to it. I had to get my YouTube video for the day uploading before I jumped on. Look at this Enderman. He has been in my capital since last night when I signed off. And he put that piece of dirt right there. What kind of place is that for a piece of dirt, Enderman? Jeez, Enderman. But anyway, so it's been a while because by the time I finished playing yesterday, it was only 10 p.m. Now it's 8 a.m. So a lot of time has passed by. So as always, we will start with the research for right now. And I wouldn't mind 2 hours is okay for research, but I wouldn't mind something longer than that either, because I do have some things I need to do. But I believe Code of Laws is probably the most important thing, because we need to buy more plots, because we can't protect our area, and that'll also give us the ability to build more tile improvements and whatnot. So we're going to start the day with Code of Law. So Civ research on Code of Laws with an S. Otherwise, we won't know what you're talking about. It'd be like, what? What's that? All right. Now we can do, of course, it's raining. Town info. See our culture that has grown a little bit thanks to the monument. Looks like the mine shaft is done too. Let's go get the redstone first thing here before we start building anything else. Let's get redstone, especially since it's 8:02. The ticks happen every hour, but they're kind of spread out between like the hour and like to the 15 of the hour. You know what I mean? Like, so it'll be like 8 to 8:15 is when it'll be ticking stuff over. Especially if you have a lot of stuff, but obviously I don't. But you never know. It's 8:02. Maybe I'll catch it in time and get this redstone in there so that the mine can stop starving. Because I have to assume that it's done now, so it's been starving ever since it finished building. But now that there's redstone in it, it'll start to actually level up. So it'll take 24 hours for this to hit level 2. But did we see it in? Yes. So you can see now we have 150 hammers. So already it's significantly better than what it was before. So the mine is very useful. A lot of people overlook the mine. They say it's not important or whatever. How come I could never find any animals before, and now all of a sudden there's 2 sheep and 2 chicken right next to my mine? I swear I couldn't find any animals before. I was like, where are all the animals? Here they are right next to my mine. That's really weird. Because I was looking for sheep for making a bed. But we handled that situation, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, so the Tremel has already gotten me 3 diamonds, so I can make a diamond pick if I wanted to already. So that is winning. And then we got the farm in the back here, which is obviously going to be fully grown because we've left it overnight, which means we can finish planting it because we have unplanted areas and whatnot. So good stuffs. But here's my dilemma. So on this side, I wanted to put the blacksmith and a bunch of stuff like that so that it kind of matches with the Tremel and the mine. You know, I talked about that in previous episodes. So now I need to build the granary and a cottage. Now, let's look at the build list really quick so we can get an idea of this. Let's see, where are we? Granary, aha! The granary is 100 hammers, so that'll take less than an hour. An arrow? An arrow. An hour. Ow. So that'll take less than an hour. The cottage is, however, is 300 hour. What am I talking about? 300 hammers. I need to not record before I have a cup of coffee. I'm just going to put that out there. I should have had coffee first. So, because it's 300 hammers, that's going to take 2 hours. So that's good. That means that we can start the granary and the cottage at the same time. Because the trick here is that you want to make sure there's food in the granary as soon as your cottage is done, so it immediately starts to level up and earn you money, and so on and so on. So I think for the granary, I'm going to put it over here-ish so that it's next to where the farming is. That makes sense. But I don't want it like up against. Well, actually, it really doesn't matter. If I could be perfectly honest with you, I really don't care if it's like right up against it. I might just kind of dig some of this away. because I want to keep it on flatness. Flatness. Might as well get rid of this tree that's in my face. It's always good to get some lumber. Alright, so let's try to build the granary first and figure out. Oh. Well, that's not bad at all. It'll be, obviously it's butted up to the farm here, you know, like right up against it or whatever, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything like that, and yeah. That'll be okay. That's a good location for it. Yes. You must build this structure inside town borders. This isn't in town borders? Ah. Hold on. No. So once again, the fact that I can't add town borders is ruining me. So this is a problem for advancement, because Code of Laws is going to take 2 hours to complete. And I don't want to put the granary just like any old place, just, you know, because I can't put it where I want to. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to put it over here either. Oh, I can, wow, yeah, I really am out of my borders, aren't I? Jeez. I don't want to put it over here next to the Trammell. I want the blacksmith over there, because that just, in my head, as far as aesthetics goes, that makes sense. Back here is where the farming stuff is. So I want the thing back here, but I'm going to have to wait, which is really going to slow down productions of things. Like, I can build the cottage, because it does take 2 hours, but there's really no point if you don't have a granary to feed it. So this throws a monkey wrench into our entire operation here. It really does. It's unfortunate, is what I should say. It's very unfortunate. I love how the melons don't grow unless you're in the chunk to, like, keep it active, because I'm like gone for 10 hours or whatever and there's no freaking melons. I'm gonna starve to death, game. Get your crap together. So I guess I'm gonna have to, again, here we are, it's the very beginning of the day and we already have like a snafu or whatever. So first snafu of the day, I definitely want to put the granary over here, because anywhere else would be silly. But I'm going to have to buy several plots of land to get to there so that I'm able to build it. And, you know, I reckon I'll probably run into the same problem anyway when I go to build a cottage. So this is just all around annoying, basically. It's just all around annoying. So I guess that's how it is. Like I said, though, at least I can get some farming done and start stockpiling on the things that I'm going to need for the granary right away. That's always nice to actually have some stuff, you know, stocked up and ready to go before you actually get going with your first cottage. And since I will be getting Code of Laws and can upgrade to a hamlet, that means I'll be able to build multiple cottages at once. So instead of just the one cottage, we will be able to buy or build at least 2 cottages, and I may build 3. It depends. We'll see. We'll see how I feel at the time. I'm not 100% sure how I want to approach that yet. If I want to build 3 cottages and still only have 2 farms, I might. I guess at first that would be okay since they're level 1s, so they don't consume too much if I can keep up with the farming, which I honestly feel like I can. So until they become like level 5 cottages, which they won't even do during the 7-day experiment, I feel like I can keep up with it. I'm still only doing 6 cottages total because I don't want to overload myself, but yeah, that should be okay. So, excuse me, a little bit slow of a start today, but that's okay. So what I'll do now is I'm going to wait for just 1 hour, and then I will start construction on the cottage, because even with the amount of hammers I have, the cottage is going to take 2 hours, which means if I start it in an hour, that gives me another hour on top of that to finish building a granary and then stock it with stuffs. So I'll wait like 70 minutes just to give myself a little extra cushion there, and then that way the cottage will be getting done around the exact same time as the granary, which I can load up with all the stuff that I'm going to be working on gathering now, and they'll be good to go. And then in the meantime, I need to clear some land. I'm finished farming, so I can't walk over there to show you. But basically, on the complete opposite side of the capital, there's a trade resource there. So I can't really build right there because I need to have this. It's going to be annoying because it's going to throw off the aesthetics of the whole place. Because it was up in a tree, which was already above sea level, which is where I'm building everything at. So I'm going to have this floating trade resource just up in the sky, this floating trade outpost. But I plan on putting the cottages on that side, and there's like a chasm over there and all kinds of stuff. It's a mess. So I need to start working on filling that in and stuff, which of course I already did, but the rollback undid my work. So yeah, I need to work on sealing off the chasm and getting that properly set up so that it looks good and ready for me to put cottages down. So that's going to be a little bit time consuming, so I'm going to get on to that, and I will cut back in when I'm closer to being ready to get more goodness accomplished. Look at this. The Enderman picked up the block that he put down. He put it over there, and then he picked it back up because it's the only block in here he can pick up. So he's like, well, I got to pick up something. Just teleport out of here, buddy. There's so much stuff for you to pick up outside. Jeez. Okay, so, hello, peeps. I'm back. And, like always, I'm jumping right into a research. We just finished with the Code of Laws, which was really important for our next step. So now we get to do monarchy. Monarchy is really important because that's the government type that we want to have. We want to switch our government type to monarchy pretty much as soon as we can, because the more buildings we have, the more upkeep we have, which right now is, let's check actually, I don't know what it is. Town info. 6150, and that's at 100%. When we switch government types for 24 hours, we're stuck in anarchy, which means really slow growth rates on the farms, cottages aren't making money, and the upkeep will be 5 times that amount, or whatever the amount is when we go into anarchy. So you want to switch your government type to whatever government type you want to like stick with as soon as possible, because otherwise you're in a lot of trouble. A couple quick updates. I decided to go ahead and make a grocer because food actually was becoming an issue, and I wanted to be a good host. If a guest came and visited me, I would have no food to offer them because food was such an issue. So I managed to sort that out. Okay, so we have leveled up as a hamlet. We're a level 2 town now, which means... Okay, which means that we have 64 plots now, so we can add a whole nother 32 plots. We can double the amount of plots we have, and we gain 2 tile improvements. We can now have 6 tile improvements, so I believe I'm going to add a 3rd farm and do 2 cottages. But I am still having issues just with terrain and the fact that I don't have enough time in the day to clear away all of the terrain needed to build these buildings. So the fact that I'm by myself right now looks like it's my biggest crutch, that it's really holding me back. So that has to get fixed basically as soon as possible. But right now what I'm trying to do is claim all of the land necessary to build the various things that I wanted to build where I wanted to build them. And we're definitely going to start with the granary. Yes. Aha, and you can see there we generated 150 culture points. That's how much culture we generate now with the monument. So the culture thing is going very well. My mine's already leveled up 3 times, as it said earlier somewhere. I don't know where it went, but somewhere earlier it said that. So, you know, that's underway. Things are going well. And now we have 150 hammers. So really quick, I'll jump up here. You remember before it was doing like 2 blocks at a time, like once every 5 seconds or so. You can see already with 150 hammers how much faster it is. Dramatically faster. So it's going to build this much, much faster than it would have been without the mine. So the mine really is an important building. So already, there you go. We got that underway. And then, so the granary will be back there, and it'll be right next to the farm. Nice, convenient place. As I had said before, I'm going to add a 3rd farm, but that's really pretty crazy, to be honest with you, because what that means, let me do more claiming here. what that means is that I have to clear even more land away back here because the farm will be completely covered in all of this nonsense, yeah? So I have to clear that away. And then I have to... stop it. And I still have to clear the land on the over that way on the other side of my my Capitol building, because that's where I plan on putting the cottages. So I'm really being held back right now. Perfect. Bam. I'm really being held back right now just by the fact that even though this was a relatively what's the word I'm looking for? It was relatively cleared and flat. You know, as flat as Minecraft tends to be. Maybe like a desert might be slightly flatter, or a plain, but for the most part, you know, this is as flat as it gets. Whoa, whoa! Big surprise. CivCraft is bugging out. What? Never. So, here's a few things that I did. I'm not altering the rules by any means. I'm the only person that's going to be in the Civ during the experiment. But because the experiment is based on the hypothetical that you have a buddy that's willing to give you tons of money, and then you want to start up your own Civ, but you just kind of want to do your own thing, why not use that wealth to hire a random person just to help you with remedial tasks? So, not to say that this Dark One character is not worthy of the Civ. You know, maybe I would add him to the Civ later or something. But for right now, I can pay him a nice chunk of money just to clear land and help me get to the point where I can put up my cottages and stuff. So, from right here where the road ends, this used to be hill, and I worked on getting rid of that and cleared all the way up to about like halfway, like to there where you can see the dirt. So I started working on it here, but I do have someone that's coming out here that I have hired to help me, and I put a bunch of tools in here for them and some food. Here, have some more. I'll just keep like those leftover 5. And yeah, so they're going to be helping me out by clearing the dirt, and I'm paying them for it. So, you know, it's one of those things where I had to decide, you know, do I want to just use my money for research and buildings and stuff like that, or is there other things I can use the wealth for to speed up the progress even faster without adding anyone to the Civ? Hire an outsider to just clear away my land, because that seems to be the only real thing that's holding me back right now, is that I can't place the buildings I want to place because there's stuff in the way. So, but the cottages aren't like super necessary right away. Yes, I want to have 6 level 4 cottages at the end of the 7 days. That was like a personal goal of mine. But first of all, it's not like the end of the world if I don't reach that goal. And second of all, I don't necessarily want to build the cottages right away, because I only have like 1 stack of bread so far and some carrots and potatoes. I'd feel better having more stuff stockpiled before I make cottages that are going to start consuming it, because I am by myself, so, you know, there's a lot that I won't be able to get done or whatever. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. So, yeah, so I think it's going to be important to start clearing stuff away. Where was my... There it is, town claim. It's just easier to push up. I'm just making sure that, like... So, first thing I wanted to do is just kind of make sure that this general area is all claimed. Anywhere where I'm, like, putting stuff, I want to make sure that was all claimed. And then the next thing I need to do is my groups. So, give me a minute and I'll sort that out. So, we're looking at, whatever, like 3 p.m., a little after 3 p.m., I guess, is when Monarchy should be finished. And so once that's done, we'll be able to switch government types. And that's another reason not to build the cottages right away, because we're going to switch government types. It's going to put us into anarchy. And like I said before, that's going to cost us more upkeep. The build list. The cottages have 500 upkeep, which means it'll be 2,500 upkeep while in anarchy. And I want to build 2 of them. So that's going to cost us 5,000 extra coin. Well, 5,000 coin as opposed to 1,000 coin. So 4,000 extra coin by building those before the upkeep is charged, which is later in the afternoon. So I think it'd be better if we switch government types. We'll be in anarchy, and then right after we get hit with the cost of upkeep, it'll be safe to build them, because by the time the next upkeep comes around, we'll already be in Monarchy, so it won't be as big of a deal. So that's my basic plan right now as far as like what I want to get done. So I'm going to leave you to it. I have a lot of work to get done here with clearing. Hopefully I have a hired hand that's going to be showing up soon to help me with that. And but a lot of land to clear, but I got, like I said, I've got a few hours before my next research is done. And the only other thing I really want to do is the farm, try to get that starting to get planted and stuff like that. So hopefully my help comes. I'm going to have the help clear all that land over there, and I'm going to work on clearing the land behind here over the top of the farm and whatnot. So work on clearing all that away, because eventually I hope that that's like a large farm plot, you know, like 8 farms plus a windmill for the eventual what it'll become. So hopefully that's where we get. So thanks for watching again today. I appreciate the support as always. Hopefully you're enjoying my CivCraft experiment here. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, so hopefully you're having fun watching it. And I will see you next time. Laters! Okay, so that was part 5 of my CivCraft playthrough. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Now, I wanted to link a recent zombie challenge that I did for all my zombie fans out there. If you've never watched my zombie videos, it's a long-standing thing on my channel, and I really love doing it. And the shotgun challenge is no exception. That was a lot of fun. So if you did like this video, you can go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you like the zombie video, there's actually 2 of them. There's a part 2 to it. So that's 3 videos right there. You can hit the like button on all 3 of them. And you know the YouTube rule. That means you got to sub. 3 likes. If you like me that much, you should sub me.